Video for Window Licker for Aphex Twin is probably the single greatest video, and that and Give It Away. Give It Away was probably the best video. It's a great example of like how if a director gave me the treatment for Give It Away, and it was like the band's almost naked, painted in silver, and they're making really weird faces and taking, you know, gym ribbons, and like, I would have been like, you're out of your fucking mind, no way, this guy's crazy. But then seeing a band execute something as random as those things and do it in a way that was just like, this is awesome, really kind of helps give me a different perspective on what I need to be doing for film as opposed to like what I think is normal in everyday life. As a young person getting into music, you know, I was definitely Stone Temple Pilots was a huge influence on me. 9 Inch Nails. I got to go see Pearl Jam, Nirvana, and Red Hot Chili Peppers performed all together on the same stage. That was pretty badass. At that time, I would have been like, those are my favorite bands! You know, but there's so many great artists out there, it's hard to like knock it down to just 2. So I would have to just go with my gut, which would probably be the Beatles and Back to Depeche Mode. I think are the 2 bands that I think consistently have had the most influence on how I think the quality of music should be. You know, the creative process is just such an interesting thing, and it changes from day to day. So going into the studio, it could be one day, it could be, you know, Mike and Brad like banging spoons on that pillar and miking it to get like a weird sound, and then creating something percussive out of it. I mean, I've played everything from, you know, clapping, stomping my feet. We had a party in the studio once and recorded that. That's the beginning of Bleed It Out. Anything can happen in a day of the studio. And at the same time, we could have a room full of drums and plan a bongo session, and it just never happens because it just feels stupid to sit around and play bongos in a room, you know? So, you know, anything can happen in the studio. I don't care how creative you are. Creativity doesn't like not come at breakfast time. It comes at the most random times in the world. It's like, honestly, that's one of the things I love most about being alive in this era is like, I could be like on the toilet and at 40,000 feet over the Pacific Ocean and be like, I got an idea, and just pull my phone out and like hum it, you know? And whereas before I would have to spend the extra, you know, the rest of the flight where there's like 8 hours, I'd have to keep just repeating that thing over and over in my mind and hope I don't lose it by the time we land. It's pretty funny, but as a kind of tradition, I like to, you know, remember what it was like to not have a record out and not be in a big band, and the excitement of hearing your songs on the radio for the first time. And keeping that excitement, because we go into every record, at least I approach every record as this is our first record and it could be our last. And so when this one's done, it doesn't mean that we get to ride the success of that one for the rest of our careers. So I think that's one of the reasons why I also like making a lot of different styles of music and making different sounding records, is because it makes it feel like it's more fresh and it feels like it is a unique thing.
Thank you for viewing my content. Subscribe and turn on notifications. I leave you some recommended videos. I hope you like them. See you in the next video.